Take a moment and think about the last time you felt truly quiet, not distracted, not busy, just internally silent. Many people would describe that state as calm or finally at peace. Others realize a bit later that nothing was actually being felt. This is where quiet and numb quietly part ways. One allows rest while keeping your inner signals intact. The other mutes those signals to help you cope longer. As modern life trains us to keep going no matter what, this distinction matters more than ever. And before we go further, it's worth learning how to recognize which one you're living in. There are moments when you notice yourself sitting quietly, maybe with a cup of coffee that has already gone cold, aware of the room around you. You can still feel tired, slightly sad, or quietly content, but none of it feels urgent. The feelings pass through without pulling you under, and you don't have to fight them. This kind of quiet comes from being present, not from shutting anything down. It's a state where you feel safe enough to let emotions exist without demanding that they change. Other times, the quiet arrives differently, almost without being invited. You keep moving through your days, doing what needs to be done, but something inside feels turned down. There is no dramatic pain, just a flatness that makes everything feel manageable but distant. You might wonder why you're not reacting the way you used to, or why nothing seems to touch you deeply anymore. Often, this numbness isn't a choice, but a way your system learned to survive when feeling became too heavy for too long. From the outside, these two states look almost the same. You're calm, composed, not easily disturbed, and rarely a problem for anyone else. People may describe you as strong, low maintenance, or emotionally mature. The lack of reaction is taken as a sign that you're doing well. What no one sees is that silence can come from presence or from absence, and the difference isn't obvious from the surface. The difference usually shows itself when no one is watching. When you're quiet in a healthy way, being alone still feels like being with yourself. There's a sense of connection, even if it's subtle and wordless. When you're numb, hours can disappear without leaving much behind, and solitude feels empty rather than restful. Time moves fast, but nothing really lands. Numbness is often mistaken for having grown up or having moved on. Adults are expected to carry things without complaint, to stay functional no matter what is happening inside. So when reactions fade, it's assumed the work has been done and the pain resolved. But not reacting is not the same as healing. Sometimes it just means the cost has been pushed somewhere quieter. Over time, the quiet cost of numbness is the loss of inner signals. You stop noticing what excites you, what drains you, what feels wrong or right. Life settles into a constant state of fine, without much contrast. Nothing hurts sharply, but nothing feels vivid either. The world becomes livable, but slightly colorless. Recognizing the difference between quiet and numb isn't about fixing yourself right away. It's about realizing that what you've been living with has a name and a reason. When you can see it clearly, the pressure to force yourself into feeling better softens. And in that softer space, the smallest sensations, the ones that never fully disappeared, have a chance to be noticed again. Sometimes the difference between quiet and numb doesn't arrive as a clear realization. It shows up later in small moments when you notice how you move through your day without much resistance, or much connection either. You might start to wonder whether your calm is something that holds you, or something that keeps you at a distance, and whether the absence of noise is actually rest, or just another way of staying untouched. Because for some people, even when life slows down, the body doesn't follow. Rest happens on the surface, but underneath there's still a tiredness that never quite settles. Hey there! If you have something in your mind, write it down so we can talk about it. Until then, stay healthy and don't worry too much about the quietness.